Hello everyone and welcome back to Eat the Past. Today we're making Xocoatl, or Aztec hot chocolate. For the ingredients, we're going to need cornmeal, cacao nibs, chili, vanilla beans, and some water. While we roast cacao nibs over a dry pan, let me tell you about the Aztec Empire. Legend says the founders were migrants that came from a mythical homeland called Aztlan. They had made their way into the Valley of Mexico, where neighboring city-states saw them as shady outsiders. Everything changed in 1325 when they built a settlement on a swampy island in Lake Texcoco called Tenochtitlan. When it's all nice and roasted, put it into a Ziploc bag. Ironically, it helps with a more authentic feel, as when we crush it, it will have an uneven texture, just like the Aztecs had back in the day. I prefer crushing with a rolling pin. Over the next 2 centuries, the Aztecs transformed that swampy island into a thriving metropolis. They built canals and causeways that connected the island to the mainland. They developed chinampas, floating gardens made out of mud and reed that turned shallow waters into fertile farmland. By the early 1500s, Tenochtitlan may have had 200,000 residents, rivaling Paris, Constantinople, or Beijing. The empire grew through conquest around central Mexico and dominated Mesoamerica. Keep crushing the nibs until you get a powder that isn't too fine. Alternatively, you can use cocoa powder if you don't mind less authenticity. Pour a cup of water into a pan, and just before it starts simmering, put some cornmeal into it. In 1502, Moctezuma II became the 9th ruler of the Aztec Empire. He inherited a vast domain stretching from the Gulf of Mexico to the Pacific. His court dazzled with riches: feathered costumes, gold ornaments, exotic animals, and banquets filled with rare foods. Chroniclers described Moctezuma as reserved and deeply religious, but also absolute in his authority. A Spanish soldier who later wrote about the conquest claimed Moctezuma drank 50 cups of Xocoatl each day from golden goblets. Add in the crushed cacao nibs and whisk until frothy. Also make sure to split and scrape a vanilla bean into the mixture. In 1519, Hernan Cortez landed on the coast of Mexico with a few hundred soldiers. At first, he and his men were astonished by the wealth and sophistication of the Aztecs. When they entered Tenochtitlan, they found a city more magnificent than anything they could have imagined. But cultural misunderstandings, political rivalries, and a hunger for gold soon led to conflict. Within 2 years, after brutal battles and a devastating siege, the Aztec Empire collapsed. In August of 1521, Tenochtitlan fell. For the final part, add some chili powder. The Spanish were horrified by Aztec sacrificial rituals, but they were captivated by cacao. They brought it back to Europe, where it was sweetened with sugar, softened with milk, and flavored with cinnamon. Over time, it lost its ritualistic meaning and became the global commodity we know today. Pour the beverage into a cup or mug and it's ready to drink. This is a pretty quick dish and it was fun to make. It tastes bitter, yet not all that bad. I would give it an 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching and take care.